Well, this is very strange.
No, your eyes are not deceiving you.
I think right now everyone's watching going, Robert Osborne's talking to Gilbert Gottfried?
It's the next TCM guest programmer.
Well, it's so interesting that you have an interest in classic films.
But do I really like this movie, or am I just showing off?
The off-the-wall comedian has selected a truly unique night of films.
It's just one of those movies that's hypnotic. Even the scenes that don't have horror happening are kind of disturbing.
Weird and wonderful movies, co-hosted by a weird and wonderful guest. Coming up next. The TCM guest programmer, fascinating people and the movies that inspire them.
Are you comfortable?
I make a nice living.
I shouldn't have led you into that one.
Only on Turner Classic Movies. Step inside the TCM vault for a deeper look at Hollywood's golden age with rarely seen films from the 1930s. Universal Studios Home Entertainment presents Universal Rarities Films of the 1930s. Then, Sony Pictures Home Entertainment presents Carole Lombard in the 30s. And Sony Pictures offers the Columbia Pictures Pre-Code Collection. Each collection is available for one low price and is exclusive to the TCM Vault Collection. So order now at shop.tcm.com or by calling 1-888-9-TCM-SHOP.
Hi, I'm Robert Osborne, and welcome. Glad you could join us for a session with this month's TCM guest programmer. And you're in for a treat because my guest this month is a very talented, very funny man and actor who's often called the comedian's comedian, with credits that include Saturday Night Live, Hollywood Squares, and Disney's Aladdin. He's Gilbert Gottfried. Gilbert's not only a very funny guy, but he's also a huge movie fan. Welcome, Gilbert.
Thank you. It's great being here.
Good to have you here. He's chosen 4 films from the TCM Vault for us to see, and they're films that have in some way either inspired him or movies he's never been able to forget, he says. And his first choice is the first movie adaptation ever done of a novel by John Steinbeck. It's Of Mice and Men, movie made in 1939, starring Burgess Meredith, Betty Field, and Lon Chaney. Now, is this a favorite movie of yours? It's an unusual selection for you.
It's interesting about this is that I have no out-and-out monster movies that I'm going to be showing. But when I was a kid, like the best film school in the country was in your living room. Because TV back then had all the old movies.
Right.
One station had gangsters, the other had monsters, musicals. And I fell in love particularly with the old Universal monster movies, you know, with Karloff and Lugosi and Chaney Jr.
Right.
And I remember watching a movie with Chaney Jr., and my father said to me, you know, he was in a movie called Of Mice and Men, where he plays a bulvan, which is a Yiddish expression for a bull. And, because, you know, strong like bull. And it's funny, Chaney Jr. gets maligned as an actor.
Right.
He's looked upon as, oh, he was the untalented hack son of the big silent screen star. And this movie, he gives an amazing performance.
Yeah, great performance.
Along with Burgess Meredith, who was, depending on what your age group is, it's like he's either the Penguin in Batman or the trainer in the Rocky films. It was Louis Milestone.
Right, one of the great directors.
Yeah, who also All Quiet on the Western Front.
Right.
So he was great. And also, I think this is the first time in a movie where the action starts and then the title comes on.
Could be.
I think this is the earliest movie they did that with.
Such a good movie, though, and it's, you know, it's interesting. It's one of the 10 movies that were nominated in 1939 for Best Picture, along with, Gone with the Wind, Wizard of Oz, Wuthering Heights, all these Stagecoach.
Yeah,
but nobody ever mentions Mice and Men.
Goodbye, Mr. Chips.
Yeah.
And
Dark Victory.
yeah, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington.
Right. Amazing.
That's known as like the greatest year of movies.
So you had to be pretty good to be in that list of 10.
Yeah,
So that kind of
That's
is a recommendation for the film right there.
Yeah, 1939 is considered the greatest year ever of movies.
Well, I think it's an interesting pick for Gilbert Gottfried.
Yes.
To be giving us, and I think we should look at it right now. Well, let's see the movie. Here it is, from 1939, also with Charles Bickford in the cast. Here's Of Mice and Men.